Greetings and salutations, Focus Up family. Welcome to the August 1st, 2026 installment of the Focus Up Show. We thank you for tuning in with us live or Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube and various other platforms, or catching up with us on replay. And we ask you click that like, that subscribe, that bell, and share to support and maintain your weekly Focus Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy. Nice as in the word Saint spelled backwards. And today, my co-hosts are Brother Walk, host of Sex Talk with Walk, Thursday at 9 p.m. and co-star of Street Focus on Sundays at 6 p.m. We got Brother Afro Agnostics, co-star, first of all, star of those Afro Agnostic videos on social media and co-star of Objective Deconstruction on Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. No Objective Deconstruction today. We got Mr. Floyd X, the Boss Man, co-star of Street Focus on Sundays at 6 p.m. And we got infamous El Pooh, star of Spin That Back on Saturdays, also at 10:30 a.m. No Spin That Back today. But we don't have we don't have Student X, star of Mutant Politics, also at Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. No Mutant Politics.
Student X, Soldier X, we need both of them here today. We're Student X and Soldier X. We need you both, brother.
So that's what we don't have a First Lady J, no AB. So let's get it going. First up, what's going on with you, Brother Walk? I see. How you doing there, sir? You're muted. You are. There you go.
I'm in the beautiful city of Mojave, chilling. I had to stop. I'm on my way to LA, so I said, let me stop and do the show.
All right.
That's
Cool. We appreciate your dedication, Mr. Walk.
Indeed.
100%. Afro Agnostic, what's going on with you, brother?
Man, I'm good, man. I was just thinking, you have to be a certain age to be in a position to get a certain job, like a president. There should also be a cutoff age too, man, because we got these old bastards in here, these geriatrics. Man, get the fuck out. Anyway, how y'all doing?
Amen. Horn. Yes.
I've been saying that for the last 5 years. I tell you. And I go for rappers too.
That I disagree.
Nah, that was it.
KRS-One just dropped the album, dude.
Yeah.
Too Short just dropped the album.
Kim just dropped a bomb-ass song. Yeah, no.
Come on, not for the rappers.
Mr. Floyd X, what's going on with you, sir?
Chilling, man. About to take this drive up to Reno. They got the Wing Festival. About to hang out with the wife and do what we do in Reno. That's it.
You said Wing Festival, like chicken wing?
Yes, Wing Festival. Yep.
That's pretty black.
The flavors, all kinds of shit jumping out. Yep. I might walk out there with my do-rag on.
Well, there you go. Man, you know what, man? I wish I knew about that. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to go do something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Infamous El Pooh, what's going on with you, sir?
Yes, sir. Blessed, happy to be here. I'm back once again.
And, welcome back, El Pooh.
Yes, sir. I mean, I just been out here in the working world. I forgot how it's been. I haven't been out there working in the public in a while, so I forgot about all the politics and all the bull that goes along with it. Cutthroats, all the ass kissing and all that old stuff, man. It's the politics. So I'm just dealing with that.
I hear what you're saying. All right, so that having been said, let's get to the get. First thing up, rest in peace to Jim Gilstrap. Why don't you tell us about Jim Gilstrap, infamous El Pooh?
Yes, sir. Let me see if I can get a picture of this man up here. All right, this is Jim Gilstrap. He was the singer on the Good Times theme, the male singer.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Correction and surviving.
Yes, sir. Man. And he also was the first voice on the famous song from Stevie Wonder, "You Are the Sunshine of My Life." He was the first one that actually started singing. Then the girl came in, and then Stevie took over from there. So that's him also. Rest in peace to that brother.
Rest in peace, Black excellence. All right, so that we're going to go from that Black excellence. Let's talk about Tuskegee University dress code. Now, could you put up that picture that Afro? There you go, right there. So you see that now. This is like a evolution of vibe and gear, and it's ending up with the do-rag and the bonnet. You know what I'm saying? So now that stuff is being banned at the Tuskegee University. They're just trying to clean up what people wear to the classroom, and I will say that it did wonders cleaning up the BET Awards. Once they decided that, hey, we're gonna have some type of decorum, some type of dress, just the classiness of that event just skyrocketed. So I mean, college is sort of like a preparation for the workforce. You know what I'm saying? A job. I get it. I mean, to me, I rock with this. I understand the cultural issues with this, but I support it. What you got to say about this, Brother Walk?
You muted, Walk.
Sorry. I'm thinking it's kind of singling out black people, obviously. I really don't know how I feel about that. Like I'm the type of person, I remember when my children used to wear hoodies, I'd be like, man, take that, put it down, because it's like you drawing attention, negative attention. Then the do-rag, the same thing. Then I see the bonnets, it's like, damn, girl, like, you got to be out in public like this? But it's kind of singling our people out. But here's the thing: it should start at home with the parents. Should be like, girl, you better not ever leave this house in no goddamn bonnet. Like, some people are just walking around on campus with the damn bonnets. Like, this is getting out of control. So I understand why they're doing it, but my only reluctancy is to support it is just singling our folks out. So
that's what's up. Afro agnostics. I see you got your do-rag on.
Represent the do-rag, man. I just want to, a quick historical context come back to me. HBCUs were partly established by the government and partly by white private donors. That's why the HBCUs, almost all of them, are named after white people. Grambling was a white person. Spelman was a white person. Morehouse was a white person because they gave the money. So, Booker T was trying to emulate that. They even have Booker T is known for Tuskegee, right? But he comes from Hampton. They had an Indian school. Just put this in context. The Indians could not wear Indian tribal clothes. They couldn't wear their hair long. They couldn't wear Indian regalia. They couldn't speak their native language. They had to emulate Anglo-Saxon standards. And the same thing was done for, black people. Look at the graduation pictures. You'll see they light bright, damn near white. Booker T was a mulatto in that sense. His father was white. But anyway, they set up these standards to acquiesce to white power. And we can talk more about that. That's what it's all about, getting white money.
So how do you feel? Should they do it or not? Should they ban them or not?
I think they should be honest with the student body as to why they're doing it, because they're saying we're doing it so you can be prepared for the workforce. No, they're not. Black people are prepared for look, you work in McDonald's, you get a uniform. Everyone knows appropriate dress to wear when you get a job. And a few idiots that don't, they're just dumb. Everybody knows that. They're not doing it for that. They're doing it because donors come on campus and they want to present black respectability so they can get the money, which is cool, but be honest and transparent with the students and get them to buy in. There's 1,000 ways to do this to celebrate black culture. Keep in mind, HBCUs banned afros. Yes, they banned afros. They banned dashikis back in the day because they've always tried to assimilate to a white standard. That's why they were established.
All right, Mr. Floyd X, what you got to say about that?
I want to say salute to Tuskegee University. Get them goddamn do-rags and bonnets the hell up out of here. When you wake up in the morning, you take care of your hair. When you walk out the door, your hair should be done. What the hell you walking around with a do-rag in the streets for? Do your hair at home. The only time I put a beanie, if they're going to let me wear a beanie, well, I take a stocking, my wife's stocking, I cut them, and I tie a knot at the top, slap it on my head to get my waves right because the do-rag is too soft. It should be wait, let me finish my rant. Should it be okay for me to walk around with a fucking stocking on my head and be like, hey, this is black culture. Don't try to stop my black culture. Let me wear this stocking on my head, these pantyhose on my head. What you got to say, brother?
Well, one is just a gender question. I'm just asking, how much time do you spend preparing your hair, your head? per week
Get out
or
the
day.
shower. I brush it. I throw the pantyhose on my head and give it 1 hour. And then I'm
Hey,
out the door.
sisters can't get out that easy with that type of convenience, man. So, like, if you talk to a sister, you'll know about the struggle. So, a lot of times they have to wear things on their head, and a
Yeah.
bonnet is nothing but a cultural. It's a black expression. This is just how we do. Why is what we do? People, Sikhs wear pillowcases on their head. Some people look at it as a pillowcase, but it's like, oh, that's their culture. Well, we ain't got culture.
Bonnets and
Get-
beanies is not black culture. That's just
Get
shit
you-
that people put on their head.
Listen to what
to
you're
do their
saying.
hair.
Do rag, and bonnet. That's the same as saying Harlem. That's like almost like black. Come on, man.
Hell no. Hell no.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Mr. Floyd X. Mr.
Yeah.
Floyd X. Hey, get yourself a nice scarf. That's how you deal with that. That's how you want to manage. If you're in a rush, you need to get out. You know what I'm saying? Get you a fly scarf.
Put
you know
a
what I'm
hat
saying?
on. Put a hat on. You can just throw a hat on your head.
I mean, listen. Let me say this.
Okay.
Let's hear from El Poo. Let's hear from El Poo.
Back in my day, pajamas and house shoes could not even be worn on the front porch.
Come on.
Going outside. You know what I'm saying? So they taking this way too far. This is just out of control. But let me say this much too, though. As far as the do-rag goes, that's like a Crip tradition for over 50 years. So that's made for the streets, though. That's made for the streets and not for the classroom or for the professional, atmosphere.
I was going to say really quick in regard to something, because I went to HBCU, I went to Grambling. I don't know if it's changed now, but when I went, you couldn't even wear a hat. You couldn't wear a hat indoors anywhere. These old stupid traditions that didn't make any sense, that made people suffer, have to wear their hair, have done, have undid, all these things because you just couldn't cover it up with a hat.
Well, comb your hair.
That is, come on.
Comb your hair.
You got to take care of your hair at home. And come out when you step out the door, you should be presentable. Wearing a bonnet or wearing a
that may work for the majority of men, but even men with hair, long hair, that's not going to work for them or your average woman. You don't even know because you're not.
It
takes a lot of time, bro.
Management. It's called time management. If you know it takes 2 hours to do your hair, wake up 2.5 hours before you got to go to work to take care of your hair. Time management.
Let me ask Mr. Walker a question because I ain't been clubbing in a long time. Do they come to the club with bonnets on?
Oh my God.
Okay, see, they get ready for the club, but they get ready for the classroom.
That's a horn, El Poo. Where that motherfucking horn?
Come on, ain't no horn, man.
That's a motherfucking.
That's no horn, man.
Do they wear bonnets? Well, you was muted. Do they wear bonnets in the club?
No clubs, no bars.
Come on.
Bonnets,
Thank you.
Never see that.
And the next topic. Go ahead for that, bro.
I'm just saying, equating a club to a classroom. You got to wake up 6 and 7 a.m. class. You got to wake up at 6 and be in the classroom. That's not a club, man. You're barely awoke, man. Students are struggling, man. They shouldn't have to. This should feel like home. This is a black place, black culture. Come on, designate professional days or events. There's ways to talk to the students. Black people, our clothing is policed so much. Trayvon Martin can't wear a hoodie. I was accosted by my own peers in the science department. They wanted me to take off my hood in a cold ass room because they fat and white and like the coldness. And I had my hood on. They go ask me to take it off. So I'll help all my students take. I ain't your student. I'm a grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? But they always be policing or doing slavery. There was a slave dress code. Unless you were a house, slave, then you can dress a little different. But anyway, man, stop policing us, man.
All I'm saying is give the classroom the same respect that you give the club. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I will say this. The Focus Up show does have a reputation that you can't just come on this show in your way. Because I remember a certain female got cut down for coming on.
But that just shows the switch. People know how to code switch.
No comment.
Hey, because said stop it, Afro. Don't excuse bad behavior.
Oh,
I hear what
Salute,
you're
big
saying, though,
cuz.
Apple. I see
Class
what
bias. This is class bias, man.
I hear what you're saying, Apple. So that having been said, let's talk about the Dr. Fauci hearings. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Dr. Fauci. Fauci,
okay.
he's a fraud. Before we talk about it, let me play this video real quick. Let me just play this video so we can get an idea of what we're talking about here. Let me play. Here we go. Okay. Real quick.
Wearing.
I see the fifth. I see the fifth.
What color's the carpet in front of you?
1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. Go ahead, ask me a question.
Your lawyer's sitting behind you now, shifting nervously in their chairs. They know it. What color tie?
Yeah. All right.
Exactly.
There we go. Let's get to it.
You know,
Dr.
since you did that,
Fauci.
no, let's put up this meme up here. Let's appreciate
Yeah.
this for the sec. You know what I'm saying? So you got the living long enough to see yourself become the villain. And you see I got Ollie North in the background, and that coin he's wearing, that's the Focus Up symbol. So yeah, let's talk about this. You know,
And one more thing before you go. Dr. Fauci is two-faced it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, okay, we got different positions on this, and I'll just say right now, this is an absolute witch hunt. You know what I'm saying? And really, this dude, Paul Rand, really like made this big issue. Like he talks about Fauci wrote in his journal, the scientists were not in agreement about the most likely scenario, lab leak or natural spillover. 2 of the 12 scientists were convinced the virus came about naturally, while the rest of the group felt that deliberate insertion was possible. Now, I stressed convinced and possible because for some reason they're arguing that, you know, they said that this was a 50-50 situation. This is only 2 people that, you know, that felt it came from you know, that came about naturally. No, this is 2 people that were convinced. They said, again, back to the other quote, they were not in agreement about the most likely scenario. So this is a failure to understand the concept of possibility and probability. This is all a circus. He already had this hearing before, you know what I'm saying, and was exonerated. But this is a big distraction, you know, from what, you know what it is. This is about.
So when you say he had a hearing, they had a hearing on whether it was transferred or made in the lab.
They had a hearing on everything that he said as far as his culpability and all of this stuff. Because again, he was just an advisor. He wasn't a person that made things happen. You know, Trump was the president. Trump made things happen. Trump is the one that actually created the what do you call it, the, you know, when we I forgot what's the term for basically staying at home and all this other stuff, which were good policies. So I appreciate what Trump did because he saved a lot of
lockdown.
And, he saved a lot of lives when he took that step. So, you know, I'm gonna give him that prop. But I'm just saying that was the president's decision. All he does is recommend. He just presents the science, and that's it. And that's what he's been doing, and he's been faithful to that. Go ahead.
People look to Dr. Fauci for information on that COVID during the COVID time. We wanted answers. We wanted to know what was going on. It's very suspicious to me. I don't care how normal you try to make it, for President Biden to give him a forward pardon in advance to say, okay, I know they're going to come after you, so I'm going to give you a pardon right now. And he did that auto pin shit. I bet you it was that auto pin. He did that auto pin and gave him a pardon, and now he's sitting up here plead the fifth. How you plead the fifth when you got a pardon? Why? Explain that to me.
Because they're trying to trap him up into something else to create a whole nother culpability. But go ahead, Infamous Elpo. You got the floor.
I mean, why not plead the fifth? I mean, he has the right to. Why not? And wait a minute. First of all, it's 2026. This happened in 2020. And what else happened in 2021? January 6th. Why are we talking about 2020 right now? This is 2026. It doesn't even make any sense. Where are the Epstein files?
People died.
Where are the Epstein files? How many people got trafficked?
600,000, over 600,000 people died from this disease. If it was lab made, we need to know. If there's scientists who say it's possible because it has this little strain or some shit in it, that like, wait a minute, that don't come naturally. If there's scientists that can explain that, and you got whistleblowers coming out, Dr. Fauci Dr. Fauci needs to answer these questions. People look to him for answers, and they believed that what he was saying was valid, and then he gonna come with the vaccine and people taking these vaccines that they made in 3 months. Come on now. He needs to answer these questions.
I can't dominate the discussion, Afro. So you need to speak. But if I'll talk to you, remind me about coming up with a vaccine in 3 months. But go ahead, Afro. I got you. Go ahead. You got the floor, brother.
Well, okay, so I mean, there's this guy named David Morris who was Fauci's advisor. He used to work at the National Institute of Health. He's been indicted by the Department of Justice. So that means they have enough evidence to for probable cause to make an indictment. Trust me, if they had something against Fauci, he wouldn't be subpoenaed. He would be indicted. It's just that simple. If all these claims were, they had any evidence, and that's what makes it a witch hunt. There's weak evidence, and it's aimed at just delegitimizing him, discrediting him, because he's become the target of all that public anger around the lockdown, around the social distancing. People lost jobs, people lost businesses, people lost homes. The government response was inadequate, but that's the government. It was a lot of entities. This conspiracy theory puts it all on one person. Did he mishandle things? I'm sure he did. How can you handle things perfectly with a pandemic?
Man, what happened?
Damn.
You went black, Afro. Your flame went black.
Oh, the man, you must have been telling too much of the truth.
No. That was God. That was God.
I guarantee they handle that better than they handle in the Iranian war right now.
The better question is, why are we looking to a doctor than national intelligence?
Yes, exactly. I mean, because again, you're talking about investigation and stuff like that, and it's very important to establish that they don't have the evidence. They do not have the evidence that proves where this thing comes from. So you know what I'm saying? You can speculate.
So they just want answers.
Well, you're not going to get answers because we don't have answers. All we have are possibilities. So, and he's put that out there. He said that he didn't think that in the beginning. He was saying that, look, I don't think that that's the case, but that is a feasible possibility. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, let's explore that possibility by asking you some questions, Dr. Fauci, and don't say I'll plead a fifth. Say answer. Be intelligent.
He already answered these questions. This is a repeat. This is a redo for theater. You know what I'm saying? You know how DNA, how they can trace that this person is the person that did this type of crime. You know, just how they like trace like evolution to say that this animal is precedes this other thing and stuff like that. This is the same technology that they say that look, this doesn't line up with what was in the whatever that place called. I want to call it Wu-Tang, but the Wuhan lab, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't line up. So they're saying that I'm trying. But it's the bottom line is that you know that footprint does not lead to that. So that's where the science is. So that's why most of the scientific community does not subscribe to the lab, creation situation. You know what I'm saying? So then you got people like the Young Turks talking all that stuff and not doing their research. They just eating up on the conspiracy stuff. Go ahead. You were saying something before you got cut off. Go ahead, Mr. Flood.
I was just ending saying that just to discredit him and stuff like that, which is part of the RFK strategy. We see the same thing with McCarthyism, doing the Red Scare. You know, they just make a public spectacle, congressional hearings, subpoena Hollywood celebrities, ask them a question, trip them up, get one thing wrong. Oh, see, they're a liar. They lied about this. They lied about, it's what they call it, Bandolini's law. It's so easy to just say crazy, dumb shit that's unsupported, but it takes a lot of time to really digest and process, correct information,
Have we heard from the whistleblower? Did the whistleblower come forward and speak? Did he go to one of these hearings and express his side of the story? Because I don't hear nothing about that side.
I don't know, and I don't care because that has nothing to do with me almost paying $6 for gas right now today.
Real quick before we move forward, nice guy. You were saying something about them creating the what's the name
okay, so let's talk about this let's talk about vaccine technology. Now we figured out this vaccine technology for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? Polio was a real problem, and because of vaccines and stuff like that, polio, measles, chicken pox. A lot of this stuff got in order after a fashion. You know what I'm saying? Now, when they talk about the mRNA, I may be jumbling the order of those letters and stuff like that. That technology,
RNA, mRNA.
yeah. So
I'm sorry. Yeah.
this is literally the exact same thing that they've been using, with this single exception, that before they would use a weakened version of the whole virus to sort of like, help you build an immune response without exposing you to the full danger of the virus. But what they do in this mRNA, they just take the proteins from the virus. That's the difference. Instead, so you're using the same technology, and they've been using the mRNA technology for like 30 years or something beforehand. It's just, this was a new virus, so that's why obviously it was a new exposure to this. But they were able to do this, and they were able to test it out, and they were able to establish efficacy. I believe that's the proper term. In very short order. So I mean, there was a lot of science behind this to prove that,
So
not to mention the fact that there were people.
They fast tracked it, because how long? Normally, from what I understand, it takes years for them to perfect or get a vaccine correct, right? How you gonna do it in
Not
3
necessarily,
months?
not to get it correct. Maybe to test and go through all the particular things that the system
To get to the efficacy?
No. Efficacy is tested by actually it being out there. You know what I'm saying? So once it's out there and it shows you the end result, that's how they test it. What are you about to say, Afro?
No, I'm just saying he's correct. I mean, you have trials to build the efficacy of the medicine and stuff, but they fast tracked it. I mean, I don't know what it's just that simple. They, normally they have a lot of barriers and restrictions and things like that because there's a process, there's an order, but it was an emergency state, so they put more resources into it. They had global research on it, so they could speed it up. They could catalyze it because they met the standards quickly. It's not that they went over the standards and the requirements. They just were able to do it more quickly.
So the restrictions are for safety purposes, right?
Some of them for safety purposes, but they also just for resources. Because the companies have to fund that, as well. Not just the government is not just doing that.
And you know what? Another thing that's a big issue. I'm sorry that it looks like I'm distracted, but I'm just loading up a picture. But they've been talking about how deadly this virus is, and how all these people died, and they're just really trying to blame Fauci for funding what they call it. I forget the term, but the bottom line is for advancing a virus to work on possible solutions to future problems and stuff like that. So they're talking about how terrible this thing, and people died, and I'm saying that this is a 180, because they were acting like it was just like a cold, like it was like really nothing before, but now for the it's like the bubonic plague. And I say all that to say, I want to bring up this right here. This dude, they had these rules. They had these rules in place to protect us. You know what I'm saying? Look, this is serious. And they were laughing about it. They were like, screw your mask, screw your whatever. This event right here, this killed this dude. This dude absolutely died from this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying the flippancy that they had about this real dangerous situation. And it's just like, you got to trust the science. You got something to say about this, Brother Walk?
You muted. Well, Walk, you got something to say?
Well, he might, hey, just be safe.
No, I don't have no comment on it.
Word. All right, so I'll give you, in closing, if you want to say something, Mr. Floyd X, I'll give you the floor, brother.
Okay, I think I want to say it close is Fauci, Dr. Fauci, we need answers.
And we need those Epstein files too.
And we need to stop to the Iran war. We need these tariffs, or you need to bounce out, brother, Mr. Floyd X.
Y'all have a good one. Peace out.
All right. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. All right, let's talk about this Eric Bieniemy wife shooting. I cannot wrap my heads around a 27-year-old person shooting their 50-something-year-old mother. You know what I'm saying? There's no scenario where I think a man shoots their mother. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, it'd be one thing if she had a gun to him and it was self-defense or whatever. That's not the case in this scenario. To me, this dude should never see the light of day. He should be completely thrown away. Your mother is a sacred, special thing to be protected. I can't wrap my head around, a child killing their parent. You know what I'm saying? Other than when it's, you know, like super abusive type situation and stuff like this. You know, what do you got to say about that?
I haven't heard about this story, to be honest. I don't know. What's the context? What he do it for? What was
the context is that, I mean, he just flipped out. He just, I guess he just got upset, and he shot her twice. I mean, to me, that's trying to kill her. I mean, she's like in like intensive care and stuff like this. So it wasn't just like he shot her in the foot. This ain't like Della Reese and Harlem Nights. You know what I'm saying? He like really went for like the core. You know what I'm saying? So
was he trying to put her out of misery or something? Was she like her health failing and she's dying in the pain?
No, she was fine. She was totally fine.
They had a lot of those like mercy killings where, you know what I'm saying, like some Dr. Kevorkian type shit. But
this wasn't that.
But he just crazy. Well, I guess he need that life sentence, or you know what I'm saying? That's messed up.
You got something to go, Infamous El Poo? You got something to say about this?
It sounds, but maybe he had warned her not to be going outside with a bonnet on too many times. He had to do something about
it. Afro Ignatius, what you got to say about this?
Man, I can only hear you, just for the record. So if they've walked this rough with me, let me know, because I can't hear it.
Gotcha.
No, I'm saying, but man,
you and your discriminatory audio, man.
I don't know what's going on. But like, you know, I just don't folks trump this up to like mental illness or to monster. The common denominator is that he was a man. You know what I'm saying? And men commit femicide at a very high rate in comparison to the other gender. But it has nothing to do with our maleness, or it's the way we are socialized, and we don't recognize that these are social constructs. Men are socialized to be dominant, to dominate, and that causes issues, and our anger is encouraged and stuff like that. So,
well, on that note, that kind of relates to this other one. There was this Michigan situation. They call it, so I believe they call it a family annihilation. That's like a clinical term. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this dude in Michigan killed his wife, his 5 children, and then, you know, burnt the house down with their bodies in it, and then killed himself. So it was a murder-suicide. But, you know, they were saying that in 2003, that there are family annihilations once there were in 2023, family annihilations once every 5 days. Yeah. And it's you know, and again, it is definitely a man thing. It's the men that tend to do this type of thing. And I just again, if you're going to take your life, just take your life. You don't need to take everybody with you. You can just go and eliminate your problems, your issues, you know, your participation in whatever this is that it's life, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, to kill 5 children that you brought up, one of them was 15 years old, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, what, 15 to like maybe 3 or something like that. I'm just telling you, that is a super horrific, terrible type of monster, and there's nothing you can do because they're already gone. But you got something to say about that, Brother Walk? You muted.
I mean, it's like, it's a tragedy. Like, it's crazy. But I don't think it's just because you're a man. Like, I don't get where the correlation with what Afronasa is saying, oh, men is doing the most. Yeah, because men, we are violent creatures. We provide and we protect. But that don't mean, oh, you're a man, so you had a propensity to do that and you're going to do that. I don't get that. There's been plenty of situations where I refrain from knocking people's head off, but some people don't. See, we have that strength in us to do that type of stuff. Now, there's situations where I watched a video on YouTube where a lady took her son to the gun range. As soon as he was picking up the gun, she shot him in the back of the head. Talking about he was possessed by the devil. Like, so women do it too. Some people just messed up in the head.
Yeah, were you able to hear his audio, Afro-Agnostics?
Yeah, I just heard the last part. Yeah, what he said. Yeah. So I mean, the question is not both genders do it, but men do it disproportionately.
He's a man, he heard me.
Men do it way more often and more frequently than women. They do it at a higher rate. Most women are killed by men. You know what I'm saying? Most men are
What
killed
are
by
we
men.
doing?
So it's an issue that impact. I don't know if y'all can y'all hear me though?
I can hear you just fine.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I mean, this I think in today's culture, crashing out, we kind of phrase it that way. Men crash out and get into their emotions and kill shit.
Infamous El Poo.
Okay, well, I just got one thing to say. Bottom line, men are evil, period. Okay, let's move on.
But there's good men too. We understand that with great power comes great responsibility. And that, whoops, oh my goodness.
No. I'm saying the point is that we can change that by how we raise and how we define masculinity. And that's why I had pointed out that Netflix documentary called Behind the Raise, where they actually go in, they empathize with some of these abusers, so you can get the bigger story of why they did what they did. So that then you can set in prevention measures. It's good because the lady, some of the people even abused, they wanted to sit down and understand why did it happen. And there's empathy and support even for the abuser to understand what led them to that as men, what leads men to do that.
So it's not just about pointing fingers. It's basically
Nah,
about identifying a problem and actually doing something about it. So again,
yeah.
it's not about attacking men. But having been said, now is probably a good time for to go to the commercial break. So let me trigger that first one. That's La Brea Trucking for
Okay.
all your
I
trucking
just want to
needs.
know.
North, south,
You're
east,
not doing
west,
women's work, you're doing
all
housework.
points in between. Let me block mute your so yes, so for north, southwest, all points in between, you need something moved, you check in with La Brea Truffin. He'll take care of you. He is a professional. He does governmental work. He moves rockets. He does everything. So that's what's up. Salute to La Brea Trucking. An important piece of the Focus Up family. And that's gobealive.org. Go get you some of that black honey. And if you want it in person, go to the Petty Vice in Venice or to the Afro City Marketplace at the Crenshaw Mall. That is still there, infamous El Poo. Right, Score Bar and Lounge up there in Sacktown. You know what I'm saying? Just play the commercial, rewind it back, see the address, see the phone number, go get you some wangs. You may not be able to go to Nevada to the wing event with Mr. Floyd Eggs, but you know what I'm saying? You go get some wings, watch some sports, entertain yourself, socialize with your
Scoreboard, bring your own gun.
Oh, then we're not gonna do that.
Wait, that ain't got shit to do with the story I just told.
So, anyways, let's get back to it. All right, let me add everybody back in here. Mr. Floyd X. And sorry. Oops, so low. There we go. Welcome back. All right. So now, Afro Agnostics, when you figure yourself out, get yourself back in there. There we go. Let me add you back, Mr. Brother Afro Agnostics.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this Usher situation. You know, I probably should have pulled up the video just so you can see how kind of ridiculous it was. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, you know, he's a performer. He gets on stage. He brings up a pretty young lady out from the audience, and he does some type of performance for him. All the artists do this type of thing. Janet Jackson, Beyonce, blah blah blah. But the bottom line is, she went there, got up on stage, and then just kind of just froze and didn't really contribute. And it's like, look, if you're gonna get up on the stage, what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Don't get up there on the stage if you're not gonna basically perform. So that's kind of the thing about it. So a lot of people went after her and complained about her, and she basically was like, "Look, I wasn't there for Usher. I was there for Chris Brown. If it was Chris Brown, I would have acted differently. But that's BS. Your ass get up on that stage. You need to be contributing to the show. You know what's up." So that's my position. What you got to say about this infamous El Poo?
She should have participated a little bit, I guess. She didn't have to look so disgusted and everything from what I think I've seen. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But if she prefers Chris Brown, I guess that's what she wanted. She should have asked for Chris. She should have been like, "Why don't you bring Chris up here?" She could have handled it a little better, I guess. You know what? I don't know. I really don't have an opinion about this personally.
Hey, doesn't he have like venereal disease and stuff? So maybe I thought if she literally would have came out there and said that, I'm not saying that you can necessarily get it from a stage performance, but
Take that.
You got something to say about this Afro agnostics?
He said he had a venereal disease.
Yeah, remember that?
Or,
Well, I probably shouldn't be slandering him. So, in the event that I'm incorrect, I recall something where it's, because remember there was like this black female that was making up this lie saying that she had a relationship with Usher and all this other stuff, and then it came out about the venereal disease or something like that. So again, if I'm incorrect, I apologize. But my point is that if that was the angle that she took based on the rumors, that would give a little some type of credence to why it would be okay. But again, you allow yourself to be up there on stage. You get in that chair. You know what's going on. You can't just be all stiff and sitting. What you got to say about that? So what? You got something to say about that Afro agnostic though? What do you think about her performing?
I think Walk got a mute. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Walk,
Okay,
baby.
okay.
I put you on mute because you got a lot of noise in your background, bro.
Yeah. But go ahead, Afro agnostic. You didn't sign.
I like it. I like the clip that you shared out. I think this was a demonstration of consent, and I give Usher a plus on one sense since he saw that she didn't consent, so he pulled back. But then I give him a minus because he felt like he got in his feelings about it. He had some resentment. You Usher, man, like be a professional, go to the next person, do it with class. But also I would give some minuses to her going on social media saying all this stuff and stuff. And I think also maybe the biggest minus I'll give to the management, man. How are you picking these persons? Like, are you letting them know that, hey, you're going to have drules of sweat, what I'm saying, falling down on you? There's going to be 60,000 people, spotlights. You may feel indifferent once you're there. Then, and then who are you coming to see? Because I'm hearing that she wanted to do that with Chris Brown and not Usher. That was the issue. So, the management, big time.
She was being faithful. So, all right, so I'm about to unmute you, Walk. You got something to say about this Usher situation? I tried to unmute you. I think there you go.
Well, there's a few things. The lady, she was pre-chosen. She was chosen, her and her mom. She was there with her mom. They got up and they went backstage. You kind of know the deal, what's about to happen. They called her for Usher. She got up there, and then she was like, you know what I mean? I think she fucked up the show. I think it wasn't cool, but I also don't believe this should get all the attention that it did. She, you know what I'm saying? She do got pretty privilege. She fine as hell. So I'm gonna give her a pass just on that. Fuck Usher.
Pretty privilege. Oh yeah, exactly. So all right. So you know what? Let's talk about this Jada Kiss and 38 Spesh situation. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know too much about 38 Spesh before really all this. I believe that he was one of the artists on Rakim's album that he produced recently. It was like a small album, but he was the main producer of it. So that's why I seem to recognize that name. But I mean, this cat has really been drumming up a lot of sort of like I guess, attention by going after Jadakiss. And even the thing that really impressed me, he said, look, let's battle, let's do something, and then let's have it be judged by Coogee Rap, Rakim, and Big Daddy Kane. Bruh, if that's the tribunal that you want to go before, to me, that's something that says it all right there. I respect the hell out of that. This is some MC type stuff. If that's what he wants, we'll see what it's what. But I'm telling you, man, Jadakiss is a monster. Be careful what you ask for. I'm saying.
Can I speak on this?
Go ahead.
Let me say this right here. Jadakiss is one of my top 5 dead or alive. He is a murderer on the mic. So what 38 Spesh is doing is like murder-suicide. He gonna get murdered and suicide by even coming up here and attempted to go up against somebody on the caliber as Jadakiss. So you get what you, and then you want to go up against, you want to have a panel of those classic MCs judging you. Oh man, you ain't got no wins. No. No.
So that's what's up. Hey, Brother Walk, what you got to say about this?
Who is he to even make that type of challenge to Jadakiss? We wouldn't even be saying his name if he wasn't clout chasing so hard for Jadakiss. I never heard of him until this. He should feel blessed that Jadakiss did a song with him. See, where's the paying homage? Like, yo, I'm a fan. You know he a fucking fan. You know he's a fan of Jadakiss. You know he was. You know he was influenced by Jadakiss. Jadakiss been doing this shit since 2000. 99. Come on, bro. What is he doing? And who is he to call a shot like, I want Rakim and Karis One to judge the battle? This is what Styles P said about it. But watch this. This is what Styles P, this is what I'm in on this. Look what Styles P said. He said, if you're not getting the outcome you desire, instead of clout chasing, work harder.
All right, Brother Alpha Agnostics.
No, I agree with everybody's sentiment, man. Like, I don't like. Who are you? What is he talking about? A battle, man? Jadakiss, man, he's an established artist, man. He's not doing these battles. What do y'all go be in the stage somewhere battling for 10? No, man, no, that's not going. The Jadakiss, and he might beat Jadakiss in that type of battle. Maybe, I'm just saying, I don't know. But on record, Jadakiss is going to kill you. So keep it on record so he can destroy you. Yeah.
And what Walk brought up a very important thing. This whole sort of like really started out because they were all on a song together. So it's a Benny the Butcher song, but it had 38 Spesh and Jadakiss. Sunday school, and he was going on talking about the fact that my verse, I just killed everybody on it. Now that's kind of some MC stuff. I understand that when you like on a song featuring whatever, what I'm saying, you probably are going to try to tear everybody's heads off, but you know what I'm saying, kind of dial it back. You know what I'm saying? You show some respect to Jadakiss. If you should just be happy that if you're proud with your bar and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, his bar was really nice on there, but his solo song, that's the diss, whatever. I mean, that is meh. You know what I'm saying?
Is he dropping an album soon? Because this could be like a marketing strategy or something.
Hey, he's creating buzz. I mean, again, but guess what? Buzz, that's the wrong type of buzz. Yeah, it's dangerous though. You create buzz, and then you got everybody's eyes and attention on you, and then you don't deliver. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be the heart of the fall. So, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, this is some MC stuff, but there's something to be said about people that establish. Jadakiss does not need to stoop down to you. You know what I'm saying, bro? You need to hope that he entertains you and you take it from there. But at the end of the day, just do dope stuff. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be going after no legends like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
And I think he's also asking for a new collaboration. So it's kind of like he wants to be on another song with Jadakiss so he can destroy him again, So he's kind of trying to put his foot in the door to become Jadakiss. I mean, to become as known,
I mean, we know how it's done. Go ahead, Infamous El Poo, you about to say?
Don't let Jadakiss put on that do-rag.
Yeah, there's gonna be a different energy. If you do a song together, there's gonna be a different energy next time around. So careful what you ask for. Yeah, I know we talked a lot about this sister, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, but some more information has come out, and I'm not so much gonna talk about her as the fact that this dude, you talk about clout chasing. This dude's got this school that's not even a year up. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't even contacted her or nothing. They ain't even spoken to her, but he's giving her a degree. You know what I'm saying? And he says not just degree, that she got units, she got credits. Like, how you got credits? Or no, he said transcript. How you got a transcript and you ain't never been to the college, take no courses or something like that? I mean, it's just utterly ridiculous. And then he calls it Theocentric Psychology. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I mean, brother Afro Agnostic, what you got to say about this?
That's just fraud on fraud on fraud, man. Like, I don't know if you saw the interview with Mark Lamont Hill and him. He has, first of all, he has a Gmail account, no account to the school. His backdrop is some building that it don't even make sense. And the school just opened, I think, in May. Was it? Yeah, May. So in less than 2 months, or it may have been March, but I think it was May.
I think
He
it's May.
confers a doctorate on Cheyenne Bryant based on his perception of her. Basically, he looked at a video and saw a certification in the background, so he validated that. That was part of his consideration. It's just ridiculous, man. Yeah.
You got something more to say about this, brother Walk? I know you're not a big fan of talking about the doctor.
Now, he did what I do. He based it on how pretty she was, and he gave her a degree. That's it. That's it.
Oh, good. That's a bar. You got something to say about this infamous Elpo?
Yeah, well, let me say this much. At least he got his school up before Dr. Umar, number one.
Whoa! Deep shot. Punched in the back of the head.
And he has about as much credibility too. So,
ooh, ouch! That was painful right there. Oh man. All right, so let's discuss this. Alpha agnostics, you can set the table for this, but we talked about more emotional men or women. First of all, why even bring this up, and what specifically are you talking about?
I was just trying to bring up some topics that I thought could, address popular things that I believe to be popular myths out there that often accepted as truth and stuff like that. And I thought it would be very argumentative with like Walk and maybe Stu Neck. That's why I brought it up. It was just a list of different things, and that was one of them.
So what's your opinion? What's your opinion?
No, I'm saying, yeah, there's no evidence to show that one gender is more emotional than the other.
There's a lot of evidence. There's a lot of evidence. History is the evidence. Everything is evidence. Women act more emotional. Men, we think and we maneuver up for that. That's what we base things on. There has been situations where I was like put in a rut, but I'm like, let me think about this before I just fly off the chain and do something irrational. I've had chicks do stuff to me where it was just all pure emotion and thought like, oh my God, and then they sober up in their mind off the emotional high, not off drugs. They sober up and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, all that stuff. Come on, bro. That's known throughout history.
See, this is my case in point. I'm so glad that I brought it up. So yeah, you can't just point and say, look at history. Again, that's not evidence. We're looking at, I enclosed in the link article to actual research and studies and self-reports and expressed behavior observations, and they found wide consensus globally that there is no difference. That's just all mythology. We just looked at these different stories where men are crashing out deep in their emotions, so deep that they kill their wives, their girlfriends, their children, and then we sit up here and say, man, women are more emotional than men. When you see all these crash outs daily, dudes super sensitive, can't take it, fragile egos. Come on now. I think that men are encouraged to express anger and women are encouraged to express sadness. When men express sadness, you get caught up, and when women get express anger, you get caught up. So these are gender norms that are people are imposing on people, but it's not. There's no science to support it.
Okay, so now I hear what you're saying about the research and the evidence. Okay, that's fair. You know what I'm
What
saying?
else is it? Yeah,
Well, this is what I gotta say. Your
Mhm.
personal experience does matter, and I'm just saying that.
It doesn't
When you,
matter.
well,
It does not matter at all.
well,
It
put
has
it this
no
way.
relevance. Mhm.
Well, it has relevance to what you keep bumping into. I mean, if you keep seeing what you see with your own eyes and your own personal experience, again, it's not necessarily determining how the world works, but it definitely is a look into your environment, what you're dealing with. I'm just saying that when I have debates, with females, you know what I'm saying? Um, I feel that there's a greater tendency for it to go to an emotional place than
Hold on,
just
hold on. You said you what?
if I'm having a debate, you know what I'm saying,
Uh-huh.
with a female, that I'm
You
saying
said
that,
you feel. You said you feel. Right.
yeah, I feel
Okay.
that's fair, that's fair. But I'm just saying it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, but they'll even concede it because they say that stuff like, they'll say stuff like, with your heart and with your this, and literally they argue from emotional standpoint. Whereas me, all my arguments are going to be based on rational. I'm not going to take, your heart is going to take you all over the place. So again, to me, it's not a criticism. I mean, it's something that makes them more nurturing. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that maybe makes us more protective. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying it. I think that there's something that what Walk is saying when he talks about our tendencies and roles that we tend to play. Now, again, I'm not saying that these are permanent roles that we have to stay in. You know what I'm saying? I do respect evolution and evolving. And again, I know there's some super rational, critical sisters out there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that that women, by far, by my personal observation that I interact with, definitely lean into emotion more than men. Now, again, men are very emotional, but they act out on their emotions way worse. You know what I'm saying? So I will acknowledge that. Men can be, you know what I'm saying? This is the perfect thing. Men emotionally can still be far there. I almost had it set up. Men can emotionally still be, that's what's up. uh,
Let me speak on
Yeah.
some.
He said men can do that.
yeah, I'm just saying, emotionally,
Yeah.
there's no question. So, infamous Elpo, what were you about to say?
You gotta be careful of some of these men that you watch on the internet these days. And example number one is a man named Whack 100. He's very
Ouch.
emotional. That's all I got to say.
I mean, you're right. I do. And honestly, I think that there's a trend that men are embracing, if embracing more emotion, more, it's becoming more socially acceptable. You're talking about men feeling that they're the prize and all this other stuff. I mean, I definitely feel like men are evolving toward more emotion, a more emotional state, or at least embracing it. You know what I'm saying? So, maybe there's
but
there's
but but that,
go ahead.
yeah, so that's why we can't. We have to exclude your how you feel about the women that you've interacted with, especially women that you have a romantic, intimate relationship, because your view, your practice, you using your own self inspection of yourself and looking at yourself, looking at them with bias. Throw that out the window, man. Approximately 4 billion women, or what you call females in the world. You've only interacted with less than 1%. So that's why you want to get the study and see the larger sample size. And a lot of these studies, some of these things that confirm that there is no difference, they're self-reporting. So these are men reporting, themselves. These are women reporting themselves. Even when they look at that data, there is no difference, and the emotion is just a myth.
Yeah, stepping on sneakers and getting into a fight over it. That's definitely some men
Yeah,
emotional type
that's
stuff. So,
exactly.
there's all type of stuff.
Mhm.
Just looking, giving someone a dirty look, you know what I'm saying? I mean, mad dogging somebody. There's all type of emotional dynamics. But I say that one gender tend to embrace that more than the other. Would you at least accept that?
No, I think there are gender expectations. Women are expected to express their sadness and to express it within certain confines. Men are, their sadness is confined and restricted, but they're encouraged to express anger, that emotion. So it varies, but there is no difference. It all depends on status, social roles, and gender expectations.
Got it. Female, super emotional. All right. Well, thank you very much for tuning in to. You're just gonna let me do that. Thank you for tuning in to us. We appreciate the comments. Shout out to JC, foundational father of the Focus Up family. Shout out to Big Cuz, you know what I'm saying? So, I see a lot of stuff out there. So, if we didn't get to your comments, we apologize, but still keep the comments coming. Again, give us ideas, what you want us to talk about, hit us up. You know what I'm saying? We do see this stuff, and we will respond to comments after the fact, especially on YouTube. So again, that having been said, thank you for watching. Infamous El Pooster, take us on out. Peace.